welcome to the Economic Times Best Metal Cutting Brands 2021. Today, the Economic Times Best Brands in Metal Cutting and Metal Forming 2021 is an ET Edge initiative. And our knowledge partner for this initiative is Breakthrough Management Group India Private Limited, popularly known as BMGI. The Best Brands list is based on the market research conducted by BMGI. The Machinist magazine is driving this project from the editorial point of view. Now, let's begin the proceedings with the traditional lamp lighting. And for this, may I please invite our distinguished guests to do the honors. Thank you, everyone. I would request Mr. Rahul Kamath to stay back for his opening remarks, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome on behalf of the Times of India Group. I welcome you all to the Economic Times Best Brands in Metal Cutting and Forming 2021. The metal cutting and forming industry is important in the growth and development of the Indian manufacturing sector. For quite some time now, this segment is dominated by imports. However, lately, we have seen the change of scenario. Domestic players have consistent in supplying indigenously developed quality solutions. Rising investment in the defense and aerospace industries, coupled with the increasing demand for a wide range of consumer electronics on account of a larger disposable incomes are expected to favor the market growth in the years to come. The Indian metal cutting and forming industry today has a variety of options when it comes to choosing its metal cutting and forming partners. However, with the gamut of Indian and international players competing in the market, how can the industry know which is the best brand for it? With this in mind, we are proud to announce the launch of the coffee table book, ET Best Brands in the Indian Metal Cutting and Forming, where we are focused and showcasing how these brands are marching towards global benchmark, with the perfect mix of technology-driven evolutions in the sector. Thank you so much.
I would like to call on stage our chief guest to deliver the keynote address, Mr. Parvez.
I would like to thank Economic Times and especially Rahul to give me this opportunity to share my views. Today, more than 45-47% of our machines which are used in the metal cutting are imported. So this is one industry which I realized that there is a tremendous scope. There is a tremendous scope for the growth of the companies, and especially in an environment where we have, be it central government or the state government, who are coming with the newer and newer ideas, newer and newer policies to promote the Make in India concept, and a lot of supports are being given to the industries which are moving into this direction, that how this kind of thing can be done. So I think this is the right time that all the industries, they can start mobilizing their resources and the technology and all. And let us try to at least start fulfilling our requirements. So whatever is the country requirement, we should be in a position to fill that gap. I was asked that what is the how to establish a brand. But I can only tell you one thing, that if you maintain the credibility of your organization and if you maintain the maintenance of the equipment after the delivery time, and if you try to develop a human relation with your customer, these are 3-4 important parts which can take your brand to the new heights. Thank you very much.
Now it's time to call on our guest of honor, someone that I truly admire and I've been seeing for years, Mr. Kamal Bali, President and MD, Volvo Group India.
Being associated with the Machinist and ET Best Brands in Metal Cutting for a few years, it's really a pleasure to be back here. My friends, we are at the cusp of a very major socio-economic transformation, especially in the supply chains today. As we all know, and I think this has been talked about, and Mr. Anjum Parvez very rightly alluded to that, the global manufacturing output, just to give you a sense, is about $15 trillion today, around $15 trillion, of which one country takes about $4 trillion, about more than $4 trillion, sorry, about 30% of the total manufacturing is taken care of by one country. US takes about 17%. So between the two countries, 50% of manufacturing output is out. And of course, India is of course only 3% of this output, about $400 billion, roughly around that. But the good news is that this is getting completely rebalanced over around $4 trillion out of $15 trillion of manufacturing output is going to be rebalanced over the next 3 to 4 years. It's already happening. I can see it in my sector itself. And with PLI, you will see some path-breaking outcomes happening. The second shift which I am noticing is that this Make in India concept is now actually going to be very meaningful for this industry. Earlier, Make in India meant assemble in India. It's no more the case. Make in India, especially under the PLI, means you have to build in India. You have to do at component levels in India. More than 50% output has to be from India. So I think that's something very, very interesting. So this is all good news for your sector, for your industry, which is basically the genesis of manufacturing. With that, I think I would like to not go on and on. It's a very interesting topic, and I can get excited and get on to more of this. But I think just congratulations and felicitations to the winners, to all of you. May this platform become the path breaker for building new brands in India. Thank you.
And now we're going to move ahead toward the unveiling of the cover of the coffee table book. And I'm going to take this opportunity to also invite on stage Mr. Anjum Parvez, Managing Director, Bangalore Metro Rail Corporation Limited, Mr. Ramesh Ramadurai, Managing Director, 3M India Limited, Mr. Venu Nuguri, Managing Director and CEO, India and South Asia Region, member of Executive Team, Hitachi Energy. As we're going to proceed to felicitate the first part of the metal cutting and the metal forming brands for 2021. And now, as we begin, let's watch a quick AV to see which one is the first brand to be felicitated. Ace Micromatic Group with its group companies. Let's see who's next on the winners list. Manufacturing Systems Limited, which is popularly known as AMSL. The next brand, please. Micromatic Manufacturing Intelligence Technologies, AMIT. Next, best brand. And the next brand is Blaser Swiss Lube Solutions Private Limited. Let's see who's next on the winners list. Saratis India Private Limited.
Moving on, we bring you a special chat with Prashant Sardeshmukh of MMC Hard Metal India.
So let us talk about your marketing strategy for the Indian market.
All our strategies, including marketing, revolves around our corporate philosophy for people, society and the earth. By strictly adhering to these principles, we offer total tooling solutions across industry segments like automotive, aerospace, energy, die and mold, medical, oil and gas, railways, etc. We also have strategic tie-up with various business houses to offer turnkey solutions, MTB and project solutions, and productivity improvement solutions to all our customers. With our newly established technology center in Pune, we work hand in hand together with our customers to develop strategic solutions for their specific needs. We also utilize this technical center for skill enhancement of our customers, our employees, and our business partners.
As a global leader in metal cutting industry, what are the latest trends that you have witnessed so far in this current industry?
Well, cutting tool industry is experiencing majority of the changes like geometric progression. This offers a greater and precise control over cutting tool geometries. Together with this, dry cutting and high speed machinings are going on. While we are discussing about high speed machining and dry machining, we cannot ignore additive manufacturing or 3D printing as well. 3D printing eventually may take away some business of cutting tool industry, but in nutshell, it may help overall industry by offering cost effective solutions at a rapid pace, and it may also help the cutting tool industry to develop some critical parts which are required for our tooling solutions.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Welcome back. Moving on, we bring you a Power Pack CEO panel discussion on how a strong brand evolves.
Now I have with me with these two gentlemen, Mr. Ramodurai and Mr. Venu. Let me begin asking this question. How does a strong brand evolve if we consider the confluence of three elements, which is product as a brand, company as a brand, and its culture as a brand?
Take for example our case, where I come from, Hitachi Energy, which is an amalgamation of two big brands. Like ABB has a legacy of 130 years, right? 130 years company, continuously evolve the brand and purpose over a period of time, and operating more than 150 years, right? 150 countries. And the other one is a Hitachi, again is a more than 100 years of legacy. And how these companies over a period of hundreds of years are able to build the brands. And if you really take one example where we, that is Hitachi Energy, we have a purpose. Our purpose is advancing a sustainable energy future for all. Having a purpose alone will not help to build the brand over time, right? Your actions need to be, towards that. And all actions and all of us in the company and the stakeholders, we need to live in letter and spirit to see that our purpose is really able to do that. So that's over a period of time, the brand start evolving it in that.
We feel strongly in our company as well about the whole idea of concept of context. The table stakes, as they say, good, superior quality, consistency in quality, trust in you in all of us as companies, customer experience that they have. I mean, these are all attributes that go to making a brand, but today's world, it's table stakes. You're not even going to be in the game if these are not right up there. Cost competitiveness, etc., etc. But I think all of us have to be increasingly aware of the shifts in the external environment. Every industry is going through these shifts. So that is one aspect of context, how the situation is changing externally. And I think it's important that you can't keep reacting to each one individually as a brand, but you have to build it holistically.
Most of the players in the manufacturing sector are SMEs, MSMEs. So what message that you suggest to, go beyond certain limit when it comes to branding? Because even if they are providing a good technology, they have a good customer base, but their brand is still not recognized. So what elements or what factors
you suggest, building a good brand for the MSMEs and SMEs sectors?
I think one is everything comes with creating a financial space for it. Whether it's investments in R&D, whether it's branding. And I think branding is so much less expensive today than probably what it used to be even a decade ago. Based on the different forums that you have, different media that you have, platforms that we have, to interact and converse with our stakeholder sets. It could be customers, it could be opinion leaders, it could be government, it could be any. You will have to define who your stakeholder sets are. And you have multiple forums to talk to them, multiple less expensive forums these days. So I think cost should not be a big barrier to build brand. I think you can be very innovative in how you do it.
It's extremely important to have a visible leadership for the purpose we have defined.
Correct.
If any organization, we have a purpose, and how do we ensure that the purpose is visible to the stakeholders? So visible leadership in that. And the walk the talk, and be consistent on that. And if you are able to do, and using today's, I fully agree with what Ramesh said, that it doesn't cost much. You have lots of channels available today, social media, other thing, to start building up the brand over a period of time, So it's important that, our say-do ratio, what we say, what we do, how do we ensure that, we are consistent in those kind of things.
Okay, on this note, I would like to end this panel discussion. Thank you so much, Mr. Ramudurai. Thank you so much, Mr. Venu.
I'm going to now request Mr. Venu Nuguri, Managing Director and CEO, India and South Asia Region, member of Executive Team Hitachi Energy, to deliver his special address.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's really a great pleasure to be here. When it comes to the manufacturing sector, it employs about 12% of our workforce and contributes about 17 to 18% to the national GDP, but a lot can happen on the manufacturing in over a period of time. So I'm very confident with the changes taking place in the energy sector, with the changes taking place in the overall marketplaces, with the government's policy advocacy, especially on the PLI schemes, etc., are now every organization is looking at in multiplier effect in adding the more manufacturing bases in India. 30 years from now, every forecaster has looked at it, what kind of things from now to 30 years in that. So how do we ensure that we create this growth aspiration not only for our generations, but our generations to come? Right? Whether it is a MSME or SME or large organization, MNC, everyone need to build in sustainability as part of their brand evolution is going forward. With that, I want to really thank you and congratulate all the winners.
It's now time to announce the next set of winners. Let's find out who takes home the ET Best Brand Award. Which is the next brand? Chiron Group SE is a global company, HQ in Germany. Moving forward, let's see who's next on the winners list. Cosmos Implex India Private Limited. Next Best Brand Trophy. ExxonMobil Lubricants Private Limited. And the next Best Brand Trophy goes to Fibro India Precision Products Private Limited. Anyone here from Fibro? Alrighty, I'll take that award home. No problem at all. To the next brand, please. Forbes and Company Limited manufactures precision engineering tools under the brand name Totem. The next brand, please. Jyoti CNC Automation Limited. Which is the next brand? Lakshmi Machine Works Limited. Moving forward, let's see who's next on the winners list. From Keynote India Private Limited. The next Best Brand Trophy. MMC Hard Metal India Private Limited, subsidiary of Mitsubishi Materials Corporation, Japan. Moving forward, let's see who's next on the winners list. Motul Tech. Who is the next best brand? Pro Arc Welding and Cutting Systems Private Limited. The next best brand. Rajmane Industries. The next brand. S&T Machinery Private Limited, located in Coimbatore. And the next best brand. Murthy Machine Tools Private Limited. Next best brand. For Suresh Indu Lasers Private Limited. And now for the last brand on the list. For Trishul Machine Tools Private Limited. And a round of applause to our esteemed guests on stage. Thank you so much for making time. Thank you.
Thanks to Economic Times. What I see here is the connect of different brands in the metal cutting, even though we have many other events which actually connect with us, but seeing the top of the industry who are doing in metal cutting and metal forming and then bringing them together in this kind of platform and then making them recognized with a brand value is actually a very good job.
I'm very happy to receive this award, the ET Awards for Best Metal Cutting Brand on behalf of Ace Designers Limited. Actually, our initial thought processes were that we used to give a lot of focus on the product, the technology, and focusing on the customer base. We definitely realized in the last few years that building a good brand is as important as the product and its technology that we are in.